Welcome to another episode of Talk and Takes. I'm your host, Ashley, and with me is my beautiful co-host,
Natasha.
Today, we're going to be talking about the Get Rich Quick syndrome. And we have two lovely guests with us today, Miss Chidinma, who is a scriptwriter, an actor, and a TV host. And with us is also Mr. George, a sales professional. We'll be right back to get into the conversation. Please stay tuned.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Thav Media give life to your dreams. Thav Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back. So, Get Rich Quick syndrome. Basically, does that ring a bell? What does it say to us? Basically, everybody wants to be rich, right? But will all of us be rich? I think there will be some poor people amongst us.
Yeah, it's inevitable. There will always be poor people in the society.
To be rich. I'm not sure who is going to be. Okay, so real quick, this get rich syndrome is a pandemic, so to speak, right now. Young people want to be rich real quick. Everybody wants to, in quotes, Dorime and pop, and hype men are not even helping. But so a quick one, Chidinma, please. I want to ask, from a young person's point of view, what really do you think influences this syndrome?
First of all, the society would be the greatest influence. There are a number of things, right? But I think they stem from the society. Talk about media. So we have Nollywood, or we have all of these music videos and songs that are really trending in the society today. And then you have things that just have to do with making money. Basically, the orientation that it creates for the young person is, even if you've made it in a lot of ways, but you don't have money, you have not made it. Even family plays a very, very major role. So there was a time when, I believe that there was a time when labor was rewarded properly, when people valued people who would work for money. So long as you had something you were doing and you were bringing something to the table, there was a certain respect that you'd be given. But I mean, there are different reasons, really. If you go to church now and you just give a certain huge offering, people pray for you, people appreciate you, and there's just so much respect thrown around. And nobody's really asking, what's the source of the money? What is the mark? Like, there was a time when you would do something and then it would be considered too much. But now, nothing is really too much to make the money. You can give, if it's killing yourself, literally anything. I could literally go on and on and on and on, because there are so many things that, Yes, but I think the major thing is the perception that society has for, rich people. Society itself glorifies it even without knowing, and then media and all of these other things carry it, and then it affects the person because the person now wants to, do these things.
Okay, and in a bid, from all you've said, there are a lot of reasons. So in a bid to be rich, people engage in all kinds of illegal activities and all of that, prostitution, the whole Yahoo, cybercrime, and all of that. So would you say it's excusable? Yeah. It's an excusable thought that because of these reasons, it should be quite excused if people engage in such illegality.
I don't do it for one. And of course, I would want to have money, right? So it's not excusable. If you can do it now the idea is money is not a bad thing. Money is actually a very, very, I like to say money
it's necessary,
awesome servant, but it's a bad master. So you shouldn't make it, lead you. It's very, very necessary that you have the money, but it's not excusable when there are no marks, when you say you killed for money or you duped people or you robbed for money. I think there's a place where we get to and we say, okay, that was too extreme. That was a lot, right? So that's basically.
Okay, Mr. George, let me come to you as a parent. While I was in school, I had friends that would, when we're done for a semester and they go back home, they will go back home and renovate their father's house. We're all students, we're not doing anything. We go to school. That's all we did here in Port Harcourt. And I know for me, if I go home with something new, I have to tell my mom how I got it. Like I cannot buy a new dress, as small as a dress can be, and not have an explanation how, oh, why would you even take out of your feeding money to buy dresses? You know, I buy dresses for you when you come home. But I have friends that will go home and renovate their house, and the parents will just thank them and bless them and not ask. So as a parent, do you think parents play a huge role to this, syndrome to get rich quick?
Yeah, thank you very much. For me, in many interviews, I've said that in things like this, family has failed. Because the truth remains, before now, I know how parents used to care for their young ones, for their children, for their wards. But right now, you see parents receiving gifts from their children, even calling their children from school. Oh, our roof is leaking. Please, can you send money for us to repair the roof? Oh, this person is not feeling fine. Can you please send some money for us to repair this or do treat this person? Things like that. So for me, the family has failed because back then in school, I could remember some of my female classmates sending money to their parents. And these things makes them, whenever they get home, their parents can't say a word. You can't tell your daughter that has been feeding you or that have been providing, playing the role of a parent to school. Why are you dressed like this? Where are you going to and whatnot? You can't do that because now she or he has become the parent. Now you are now the ward or the child as the other way
As the
around.
kids
Do you
do,
understand?
yeah.
So that is it. And talking about this, you find out that the new self-esteem now is money in the society we are now. You see someone, I can remember back in the days, you tell someone, when you guys are arguing, you say, oh, I'm good in mathematics, I'm good in this, I'm good in that, I'm from a very reputable home. We make people proud with things like that. But now, anybody telling you, do you know who I am, is talking about money.
Money.
Yeah.
So who are you if you don't have money? That's why you see a lot of people go into the political position and they want to go and steal money. We are talking about giving the youth the privilege to go into the public sector. What are they going to do? It's still all about money.
Yeah.
So for me, the family has
Failed.
That is it.
Yeah, truly, I completely agree with you. But Chidima, you said something about kind of music we put out there now. So are you saying that celebrities and influencers, because some of them, they brag about the new bag that they bought. I mean, recently someone was bragging about her sister buying how many Birkin bags in how many months. So do you think celebrities and influencers also, influence?
The idea is they are influencers, so naturally they influence. They tell you, oh, I use this cream and my skin is like this. Everybody goes to rush that cream. And so we don't really have a proper understanding, because I think if we do, then we would check influencing in a way so that, we would, what's the word now? Because when you check who calls him or herself an influencer, we can be able to check the society somehow. I don't know how, but I think it's necessary, because people just come out, they do something, and then they get people that are influenced by what they do. And sometimes even in Nollywood, you see them do, movies where they say this young man, he was a good boy, then he went to school and then he became a bad person, and then the biggest bad thing that happens to him in the movie is that he dies. In school, I had a discussion one time with someone, and he was talking about the fact that there are some people that go to, because now it's Yahoo Plus, so they plus it with rituals and all of that. So there are some people that go to ritualists and they tell them, carry the money from my future, bring it to now. So let's say I just want to live till I'm 30 and die. There are some people that know. So if death is the worst thing that will happen to them, some people are literally ready to die. And media makes it look like, oh, I've told you the bad things that will happen, death. But at this point, death is not even a problem. If you don't have the money, you're as good as dead. You're a walking corpse. So yes, I don't know how, but I think entertainment, art, media, celebrities, influencers, we have to start passing out, positive values. And on the flip side, because of, this is what I read in school, we believe that drama replicates real life. And so most of the time, when people are, passing all this information in media across, they're trying to tell you what exists in society. But the issue is sometimes you are replicating real life, but someone else is picking it up as their own reality. So we should just checkmate all of these things. People should be honest. Influencers should be honest about their source of income. You don't need to come out and tell us things that you did not do, or think small girl big god and you're selling cream. How did it happen?
Okay, I think your takes are really valid, and I quite agree with them. Quite.
I think I need to what she just said.
Just hold on for a second. I quite agree with them. For Mr. George, I have slight issues with him blaming the family solely for the get rich quick syndrome covering or engulfing our youths, so to speak. I think there's also room for personal responsibility.
Of course.
So, just like Chidima was saying, the celebrities should do the right thing and all that, influence right. But I had this conversation with someone. Yes, there's something called collective responsibility, but before collective responsibility, there's personal responsibility. So if we are all making excuses, oh, the economy is bad, oh, this is not happening, oh, there's pressure, where is your personal responsibility saying to yourself, irrespective of what is going on, I'm not going to be pressured by it? Because for me, I think when we say stuff like this, we are absolving people of their personal role in this. Okay, so my quick question now is really, really, how can the youth be able to build a strong mental capacity against all of this pressure going on?
Okay, for me, sorry to cut you short.
Yeah.
We talk about entertainers. We talk about entertainers, right? Now, in me coming from a sales perspective, an entertainer, whatever he puts out there is for him to sell,
That's
to
true.
make money. So I don't blame them on whatsoever they put out there. Now we have what we call fast moving SKUs. Now these rich cars, weed, blah 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 is their fast moving, women, clubbing, showing affluence on social media or in their music or whatever they are trying to portray. Is their fast moving SKU. So if they don't do that, they won't have much audience, right? Now, let me go to the Western world. You look at someone like Jay-Z. All of us know Jay-Z is a musician, he's a businessman. A small boy in Nigeria wants to be as rich as Jay-Z. How? How do you want to do that?
What are you doing?
Even if you want to do it, Jay-Z is not a Yahoo guy. Jay-Z is not a drug guy. When we talk about mentorship or followership, now let's look at it. Okay, the other day I was watching a clip of what's this girl? What's her name? Can someone remind me? That's not Rihanna, not that
Beyonce.
fought with this day.
Cardi B.
Not Cardi B, the other one.
Nicki Minaj.
Exactly, Nicki Minaj. Like, was it Nicki Minaj or the other one that was saying that she doesn't know how to drive?
Yeah, Cardi B.
Right? Cardi B. That she doesn't know how to drive. But she has about 5 exotic cars, right? Now, here in Nigeria or every other place, you see young girls, they don't have a job. They want to portray a lifestyle that measures up with Cardi B. Now, why don't they look at it from a different perspective? Cardi B is a singer. Okay, can I go and build my talent towards singing? I don't know if you understand me.
Yeah, I understand.
They want to look like Cardi B. Cardi B is selling her products. Cardi B is dressing the way she's dressed. Okay, if Cardi B hadn't said that, would you know that Cardi B doesn't know how to drive? The answer is no. Every little girl wants to drive. Every little girl wants to do this. So it's not about the artists or what they put out there. Most times, some of them say, "Don't mind what you see on TV." Do you understand?
Yeah.
This is just
Sorry to cut you in. I completely agree with you that, but in all honesty, if you check how our Nigerian youth are acting about money, I don't even think they are watching what the Western world is doing. I don't think because I follow a lot of influencers that are based in the US or in the UK. They don't act like our Nigerian influencers. What we're seeing our youth do is from our Nigerian influencers. So they're not even checking what Cardi B or whoever is doing. So it's our Nigerian influencers.
like
Okay, I'll just butt in real quick. I'm sorry, I'll just butt in real quick. We'll be right back after the short commercial break.
Hey there! Are you looking to record your videos, do your voiceovers, and take your professional pictures? Look no further. With our state-of-the-art newsroom, photography, kitchen for our food content creators, and exclusive children's studio, we certainly can deliver the best studio experience. Our carefully designed studio space can bring your diverse creative content ideas to life. We aim to consistently serve value to our customers far and wide. Come, let Thav Media give life to your dreams. Thav Media, a slice of infotainment.
Welcome back, Mr. George.
All right, thank you very much. So, what I was trying to say is, talking about Naira Marley. You see, Naira Marley, he's an entertainer. He's not a Yahoo guy. All he did was use Yahoo, blah blah blah, just to gain audience.
But that's part of the problem.
That is their product.
That is their
product. So we have different kind of products. So it's left for you, the audience there. If for example, most gospel artists or someone like Chidinma that just switched to gospel. When last did you hear from Chidinma?
No, I'm not saying they should not do their secular music, but even secular music can empower. I know there's a category in Grammy Awards that they award knowledgeable songs or like influential songs.
Angelique Kidjo.
Yeah, so that you're doing secular music doesn't mean you need to promote, fraudster and all
What
that.
I'm just trying to say is, now the young guys are actually not looking at the person singing. Probably they are just paying so much attention to the message. Naira Marley is a graduate. Naira Marley is, whether you like it or not, he's responsible to a certain level.
If you say
Probably
so.
to his family or to the people around him. But now people go there thinking about, Naira Marley sagging, taking all the negative energy from him instead of thinking towards the positive side. Naira Marley is a musician. Why don't you start thinking of becoming a musician? We have other things that social media brings to us. People are skit makers. People are doing jokes and all other form of entertainment that can promote you as a person and make you earn a living. So for me, there is no excuse for being a Yahoo guy or being a prostitute or doing anything evil to make a living. So that's
Even though they say at least they're not carrying guns.
Yeah.
Neither are they kidnapping people or whatever. But I know, they're defrauding people of their money and companies, and so to speak. But we've talked so much about celebrities and socialites. We're forgetting the government. These are the forefront people that are supposedly meant to mirror what the citizenry should look at.
Yes.
So to speak. But you see, let's leave the presidency, leave the Senate, leave the House of Assembly, House of Reps. Your local government chairman, your ward leader. He had nothing. He didn't go to school. He becomes a ward leader. All of a sudden, he has range, he has this, he has that. So you see people saying, so to speak, anyway in a way. And they start doing, what should we do? Let's help you win the ward for your party and all that. Aren't we absolving these people of their own responsibility to do their parts?
Yeah.
Whereby as if you're vying for office in any strata, in any category, there should be a character criteria that you should be able to go through so that we can be able to say, okay, this man is of upright character, he should be able to come into office. We are absolving these people of their role. So my point is the government has a part to play. So do you have any ideas on what the government can be able to do to actually influence the minds of young people right as on to generating wealth?
Good. Sorry. It still boils down to the family. Yes, the government. The government has a role to play, but are the government playing the role? The answer is no.
But we can't absolve them of that responsibility.
There's nothing we can do. You can't.
I believe there
You
is.
can't force the governor to do.
We
what
can actually.
we
We
can.
can. That's why.
Do because he's elected there, so we can only keep talking. But
We
just
cannot
like
just
you
keep
said,
talking. That's
is-
why people
is-
go on protest.
is-
That's why the House of Reps or whatever, they're meant to call up for impeachment if it's not performing.
But
So we
what has
actually
happened?
can do something.
What has
that's
happened
not
since
even the
then?
answer.
I think in this case, for the government or politics, their finances should be regulated. How can you?
Until
You're a
then.
civil servant,
There
which
should be
I
checks
assumed as
and
a
balances,
politician, you're a
yeah.
civil servant, kind of. So your income should be regulated. How much are you earning? How much are you spending? Where are you getting all that money from? Because
Yes.
we talk about fraudsters. They are not just Yahoo people. A typical politician is a fraudster, sorry to say,
Exactly.
because they are stealing money
Nigeria.
that isn't allegedly. Because they are stealing money that does not belong to them. But we can't just say politicians, even an everyday man. You work for someone, your order sends you to go get something and it's 2,000 naira. You come back and tell your boss it's 4,000. You're also a fraudster. It's not only by carrying a laptop.
Can I quickly come from the angle of a young person to answer your question? You said, what can the government to do? So I feel like one of the reasons why this get rich quick syndrome is on the rise is because the right things, the important things are not really prioritized. Things like education. So I come out with the first class, you give me a cup as,
Your award.
you shake me, you give me a cup with best graduating student written on it, and that is the end. I have to still go out and hustle for a job. Minimum wage is 18,000 naira. And then someone else in
30,000?
30
Yeah,
currently,
now
yes,
that's
pardon me,
30,000.
30,000. Someone else in school is, I was teaching this person, let's say a typical scenario. I was teaching this person used to come to me, person knew nothing, man, just, maybe had this random thing he was doing, and then that thing is paying him very well, but I, who know a lot of things, I'm not properly appreciated by the people who should appreciate me. What am I
Or you're
trying
not
to say?
getting enough opportunities.
Yes, thank you. Jobs need to be created so that people can, because it's so funny how most of these kit makers, most of all of these entertainers, they have a lot of things that they can do even better than what they currently are doing. But because of the opportunities are limited, you find them doing different things. You find them doing Yahoo. And as much as I earlier said, there's really no excuse. But in actual sense, if things are set right, I don't think people will set out with a desire to want to do wrong.
Okay, sorry to come in here. I just want to let you know, we have some people that have jobs. Just like what she said earlier on, it's all about collective and personal core values.
Now,
If
okay.
you have a core value that is against fraud, that is against cutting corners, that is where it should start from.
Okay, sir.
Now,
So
I'm coming, sorry. Now, you talked about getting jobs. Police people have a job. They are collecting bribes.
They're not
Because
paying
the
them.
money is not
They're
enough.
not paying them well. So
The IG is paid well. He's collecting bribe. I
That
want
could
us
be
to
greed.
understand this. Until we can't just grab it from the top. We need to
Okay,
go to the
okay.
roots. Just like Governor Mbakwe was former governor of Imo State. I could remember during his time, even Imo State people, he called the Imolites to contribute money to build the airport, Imo Airport. People were contributing. When a white man came to his place, they were surprised that, oh, this man self doesn't even have a borehole, a governor. doesn't have, a borehole of his own.
Okay, sir.
Why? Because of prudence, because of core values. Now, if you don't have that core value, even if they give you the president of Nigeria, is he not well paid? Why are they looting?
Sir.
So, is value for me.
Okay, so back to what I was saying, because the question was, what can we do for the government? And, that was the angle I was trying to take it from. But even if you want to take, from the angle of personal values and, a resolve to want to do right personally, it has to start from somewhere. You are planted as a human being in a society that already has its own values, and you adopt it. So the society itself is already faulty, because even if you say family, like we earlier said, some people have parents who don't even ask them, how did you get this? How did you get that? The parents are already, they have that nature because of society. Something is passing that particular value set to them. And so we don't live in isolation. We are just basically grabbing all of these things that exist in our environment. I don't know if you understand me. Yes. And so when you are making your own, decision to be morally upright, you are taking from something else.
Yeah. I'll just come in quick. Excuse me, Mr. Judge. No, excuse me, Mr. Judge. I'll just come in real quick. So on Twitter, I saw there was a tweet, a lady put out there, and she said, in this day and age that we're in, if you are being a good girl, it's on your head. Do it because you want to do it, right? Because truth of the matter is, okay, so we are talking about a lot of negative aspects as to get rich quick syndrome and all that. It is true. It is a thing. But at the same time, I think one core disadvantage that happens with the youth, especially on this side of the divide, is we are not getting the right informations. For example, I understand that there are high-valued paying jobs or high-valued skills that you by yourself can deploy to get a lot of money. I met recently over the weekend, I had an event, and then I met this young guy. He's just 22 years old. He's into Forex, foreign exchange, he's into crypto, he's into NFTs. This guy has a house. And then his passion is to take his boys along and make them see the way. He has a record label right now, and he has an artist under him. He's paying for the guy. A normal elderly person would see such a kid and say, this boy is a Yahoo boy, because he actually wears, according to what they say, they have a cloth, they have a garb, the flat slipper, the jean, and that's how he typically dresses. So you see him, stereotype simply registers in your head. You're 22. How come you're driving a Benz? How come that happens? But we forget that there are high value skills that if you learn it and deploy it, it generates you a lot of money. So I think that one aspect that we really need to get right in this country is how the youth should be able to ask questions. Ask questions, get information. What's out there? What do I need to learn? What do I need to do? But at the end of the day, recently, the CBN also banned crypto that young boys were using to help themselves. They banned Bitcoin and all of that. So the government is really messing up.
Yes, I agree with you that government is really messing up.
That will serve almost as an excuse for why people would say, okay, since you're trying to ban me from all these areas,
so we should carry funds. That's the aspect I'm coming from. Now, are we going to say that, okay, because government is not helping matters, these guys should go and carry guns? These guys should keep doing Yahoo? These guys should
kidnap, banditry
going on? So what I'm trying to say is, you talked about society. What makes up your society?
The people.
The people around you. Your airtime. Who do you give your airtime? Who do you listen to?
So as a child, you don't really get to make that decision. I'm saying family first. Family first. As a child, who do you give your ear to? Your parents, of course. Sometimes even the parents have faulty mindset.
That is where I say it is the problem.
So that means it's your grandparents' fault.
Okay, so actually, I love this topic so much, and I know that it's inexhaustible because there's so much that I have to say. And I'm sure actually you have a whole lot to say, Chidima
Yeah.
and Mr. George. You've done so well, but unfortunately we can't take much time because we have time, right, to pay for. So Ashley, I know you have a lot to say. I have a lot to say. We cannot even exhaust the topic. Thank you so much, Chidima and Mr. George. Unfortunately, we cannot take so much on this a particular topic because we're out for time. So stay tuned, subscribe, don't go anywhere. Thank you so much for watching. Bye for now.
Bye.